Yeah, man, it's time to dive into another great beverage. It's Dudes with Brews on a Porch. Gonna check in with my friend Drew for this week's episode. Who's he gonna talk to? What are they gonna talk about? And what are they gonna drink? What are you waiting for? Get your ass off the lawn and come on to the porch. It's Dudes with Brews.
Dudes with Brews on a Porch. Join with me again, my good friend Robert Phillips. It's like he never left.
Yep.
He's
Hello.
been creeping in the closets. It's been a very long day, but it is the day of independence. We're going to get so gosh darn American up in here. Or maybe not. I really don't know. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Worked a long day. I've been working a lot of long days. Been working as much overtime as I possibly can. Picked up a landscaping job on the side that pays cash, which is nice. So if anyone's in the IRS, skip that part.
And he still does this podcast for all of you.
I try to. I DJ'd a wedding last weekend. I'm very determined to get a house.
You're making me feel like a real lazy person.
I want to be lazy really badly. I'm dying here, and I think these all these levels are messed up. Whatever. If it sounds bad, it's recording a little bit, but we're all right. I don't care. I'm not going to edit this at all. I'm going to straight up post it, and people will take it for what it is. So thank you for joining us, though, on this program there where we talk craft beer and casual conversation. For those of you that don't know, now you do. We're going to be trying a new beer from a pretty recent brewery up in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, about a 15-minute drive or so from where we're at, I'd say, right?
Yeah, 28 miles, I think.
Is it 28 miles only? I thought
it's 20.
It seems less than that.
It's 20-something. I know I've seen that. I think 26 on the sign.
Okay. So we're going to try some Fifth Ward Brewing Company, once again from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Good little town, good little city. A lot of fun stuff to do all the time. I enjoy it. It's a good thing.
It's nice to have up the road.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to be trying the Burl Brown, which is a robust base of 60% toasty British Maris Otter malt. So we're trying a little British malts. We're celebrating their independence from the British. So, you know, what better way than to drink their things. Yes. They added a hefty dose of flaked oats to add a silky smooth mouthfeel to this brown ale, with an addition to 40-liter caramel malts, or caramel, whichever you would pronounce it, contributes to the toffee notes, while the Carafa Special 2 and chocolate malt gives the beer its deep mahogany color. It definitely is deep. When it said a brown ale, you know, I was thinking maybe a little lighter, but it's brown for sure.
No, yeah, in the sun it looks like a root beer.
Yeah, it kind of does look like a root beer. I wonder if it tastes like a root beer. That'd be pretty sweet. Let's give it a shot.
So
it's hold on a second. The IBUs have 29 IBUs and it's 5.9 ABV. Smells like a stout, kind of. Lighter than a stout, I'd say, but it's got that stout essence to it, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
I gotta say, so before we dive into our discussion, I DJ'd this wedding this last Saturday, and Spotted Cow, of course, was on tap. That's usually kind of the go-to craft beer when it comes to weddings and things like that. They don't really offer anything else, and it comes in a keg, so it's easier, you know, to give out or whatever. And after they ran out, I switched to Bud Light, and the Bud Light tasted disgusting.
Yeah.
it wasn't very good at all. And that's what I used to always drink. I was like, holy crap, how did I used to always drink this? I don't know. I've really improved my palate.
I think it's when you try and go back to the beers you drank in your yesteryear or when you were younger or whatever. I remember when I was like, you know, before I was able to go to the bars or whatever, I used to go up to Oshkosh. Hams was after this period, but my first beer drinking period was going up to Oshkosh because I had friends that went to college up there, and it was Milwaukee's best light.
Oh yeah, the Beast.
I think it was Beast Light, and it was thick and gross, and I drank a lot of it.
Yeah, that would used to be Coors Light in high school, Bud Light in college, and sometimes I would drink like Natty Ice or Milwaukee's Best Ice. It was gross. This beer though, it tastes lighter. It tastes like a lighter stout in a sense, I guess you could say, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know if this is. I just need to. Because honestly, I brushed my teeth not right before I came here, but like
you gotta let the let the crest take place, settle.
So I mean, I did smoke a cigarette, so that helped a little bit, I think. But it kind of has like it almost tastes a little watery. Does it? Is that me, or is that like it has like a? It has a water.
It's
bland,
smoother.
Like bland aftertaste. I don't want to say bland because
right. No, you can say what you feel.
Don't take my critique until the end.
It's not thick by any means. It's got the water. I know what you mean, and looks
you're going to town. You're already halfway done.
Yeah, I'm just fucking exhausted.
I don't think you're going to make it through this podcast.
I don't know. I barely made it through the day.
It's going to be me and
a lot of people work 13-hour days, but when you work a 13-hour day after working a 13-hour day, whew, you're tired.
Oh, yeah. When I worked in 3, which no one knows what that is, but it was a shipping and receiving job. I picked parts. There was 1 week where I worked 12-hour days every day and then a double on Saturday. And I want to say, it was only a double on Saturday. So that's 6 days in a row of 12-hour days. And on that 6th day, I got so little done that my supervisor came to me on Monday and was like, "You're not. Just we don't want you to work that much anymore. Just because it's like
it takes a toll on you, man. I like doing because of the landscape stuff, like I said, just for the side, and then I donate plasma too. But I mean, last month I made a good chunk of extra money, and I just paid a huge bill.
Yeah,
and now it was very unsatisfying because I was like, I got this envelope full of cash, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude,
so fast.
And then I just go to the bank, and then I go to pay this bill, and I'm like, oh, there it is, goodbye.
Yep, that's. I think I had like $1,200 or something saved up, but it wasn't really saved up. It was just like. I hadn't paid my rent or my electric or my phone or what, so I just paid all my bills.
Yeah, I knew this money was going towards that, and my goal really is to eliminate some big bills that I have by the end of the year.
Yeah,
and if I can do that, I think I'll be okay for my pursuit of a house. But we're gonna go with the question route again. So I wrote down some questions that I kind of thought of.
Did anybody give you feedback yet?
No, I didn't get any feedback on it.
I'm going to start thinking of some, and I'll post them on the Facebook page.
So I have a couple, and since it's the 4th of July, maybe it's was it freedom something in the pursuit of happiness, something like that, right?
I think that you should know that maybe.
I mean, I'm not a patriot.
Life,
I guess.
Liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That's what it is. The pursuit of happiness always kind of goes with the course of money. So
yeah, I guess
let's be honest.
Up to I think what is it, 79,000?
Yeah, something like that.
A
right.
year? Yeah.
Let's be honest. Money makes you happy. It can help out a lot. So I'm gonna go with you've seen the movie The Box?
No,
I believe it's a book too.
The Box is that the one where you can kill somebody?
Yes. So
I've seen the preview, so I think I get the gist.
So this is the question. We're gonna go with the Box route. It's not an original question, but I do have original questions on here that are good.
Okay.
And
save those for somebody else, obviously.
So would you press a button for $1 million, but someone you don't know dies as a result? Someone you don't know. Could be anybody, but you don't know them. A person comes to your door, rings the doorbell, says, I will give you $1 million if you press this button. But the catch is someone you know or someone you don't know in the world will die.
Honestly, I don't think I could do it.
No? It could be a felon. It could be a really horrible person sitting life in prison.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
but you don't know.
Yeah, it could be somebody that was about to be hit by a bus, but it doesn't. I mean, that's like the mentality of like a shooting squad in World War I or whatever for deserters. Like they kept one gun without a bullet, so that everybody could think they had the gun without the bullet. So like,
yeah,
you say that so that when you hit the button, you can go, it's probably somebody on death row that died.
You turn the TV on, you see a news story of a horrible accident that happened with a young child, and then you go, am I responsible for that?
Well, yeah, I mean,
if you hit the button.
If you hit the button, I suppose.
$1 million, tax-free, untraceable, you get $1 million.
Knowing me, I don't think I'd do it. I know I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it.
You would never know. It wouldn't impact. The only thing that would impact you is getting the $1 million.
I understand. I understand that part of it. But I just. That's just, you know, I've never been somebody that really.
Ignorance is bliss, Robert. $1 million is looking at you in the face right now. Big stacks of cash. With a little button, let's call it a blue button, not even a red intimidating button. It's a blue calming button that they open up, and all you gotta do is press it.
I get it. I mean, but
you could be doing somebody a huge favor by eliminating this person, you could be eliminating the greatest person in the world that's done nothing but good his entire life, and now they're dead.
Well, that's you know, I mean, honestly, there's maybe one person in the world, or in my life, in my circle of people that I know. If you would tell me that person would die, I might take the money. And I know that sounds horrible, but that's because I know everything about that. Like I know this person or whatever, but
you want to say their name?
No,
just kidding.
Anybody that knows, I don't even want to go that far.
It's fine. You don't need to go into details.
And I'm not saying like I don't like want to kill this person or anything like that, but
hypothetically speaking,
I just know that in that one case, the world would be better, and everybody that person knows would be better off. Like, but in terms of the unknown, I know I would wrestle.
So then you would
it.
go, you would go every time you see like an obituary or you see like a tragic event, you're going to go to that because you don't know when they will die. You just know that somebody will die that you don't know.
I think if I made the decision to push the button, I don't think that I would go as far as to go, like every obituary or every new grave or every whatever, like
you'd be focused on your $1 million.
I would probably just be like, okay, I made this decision and now I have to live with the fact that I killed somebody. But in terms of the 7 point whatever billion people on the planet, chances are
technically you didn't kill them. They just died because you pressed a button. The button didn't kill them.
Well, that's
your decision killed them.
Well, now you're getting into some real, you know, whatever, right, wrong, ethical, moral.
Yeah, that's
areas.
what I'm trying to do.
And to me, if you take the money and push the button that says, you know,
you're a killer,
then you killed somebody. 100%. Like,
okay.
You know, like that's like. I mean, what is shooting somebody but pushing a button that kills somebody?
Well, yeah, I guess that's a little different.
You don't get $1 million. unless you're a damn good hitman.
Unless you're a hitman. Yeah. So what do you think other people would do? I think kind of goes back to the flight versus invisibility thing. People would say they're not going to take it, but then they would hit that button. I
think one of the things that would maybe be the deciding factor for a lot of people is, will people outside of the room know that I pushed like that this is how I got the money?
I don't think so. No, I think it's just you and this person offering you $1 million to hit a button, but someone in the world that you don't know will die as a result, and no one else has to know about it. Nobody else has to know about it. So the movie is really weird. Like,
yeah, I haven't seen it, so
it's an older movie, so I feel like I can give details about it.
Oh, you're not going to ruin it for me, but spoilers
the ending,
to other people.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the movie The Box with Cameron Diaz, turn this off right now because I'm going to give spoilers. What it turns out to be is aliens. This is a humanity test that aliens are like conducting or something like that. And Cameron Diaz hits the button right away. Just fucking smacks it down, and then somebody dies, and then it's kind of like it's kind of like everything's like a ripple effect as a result, and then I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen it, so I might be getting some things wrong, but at one point, like her husband or somebody close to her, they do the same test to a different person, then her husband dies as a result.
And I was actually going to say that. Well, like I was thinking, like if you can grapple with pushing the button, then you have
to understand that you might be next.
You have to understand that, like, not that holding yourself to a higher moral standard is going to make the next person, but it gives you hope, I would imagine. Like, but yeah, I think I would probably live more in anxiety of will I die because somebody else hit the button.
So let's up the ante a little bit. Let's say they offer you $1 trillion or $1 billion, $1 billion, a small loan of $1 billion or a small $1 billion, and they say you won't die in any further tests, and neither will like anyone in like your family or something. Anyone that's really close to you is protected under this if you press a button.
Yeah. Well, and
I'm trying to get you to press a button.
I know. I can tell. And I want to like that's a tough, like one, like $1 million isn't that much. First off, that's not, you can't even retire with $1 million. Not us right now.
Right. But it can help.
It can help.
It can put me in a good situation.
Are you willing to kill somebody and still have to work though?
So what if you knew the person? Like, what if they gave you a file? They slide over the file, and you say, if you press this button, this is the person that will die, and you decide their fate. They have a list of pros and cons. Here's a list of all the great things they've done, but here's a list at some of the really horrific things or bad things they've done that nobody knows about.
Are you like assuming that you can like this is true information? They're not trying to fuck with you.
Yeah, it's all legit.
That's, I mean, the $1 billion and immunity for your family from the test or whatever.
Right. It's a little more tempting.
That is tempting, and in the situation, unfortunately, I'd probably push the button in that situation.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has their threshold or their price or whatever.
Yeah, that's very true.
And I mean, this is in terms of questions for, what would you or would you not like, money versus life. I would like to say that a life is worth more than any amount of money.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I don't know. I haven't slept, man. What do you?
I haven't slept either.
What would you do?
$1 million. I was hoping you weren't going to ask me. No,
the first question, not the secondary.
So the original thing, guy shows up on my doorstep, presses button, $1 million. Someone you don't know in the world will die. The fuck? Something's going on upstairs. That's the person knocking at the door with $1 million.
That's the person that is gonna. You're gonna try and sleep later and go, if I could kill that person.
No, they're actually. I can. Nowadays, the lack of sleep I get, I'm fucking out. But no, I don't. For $1 million, I don't. And for the first scenario, no, I don't. I don't think I would press it, because as much as I don't like people, I like people.
Yeah.
And like I said, you don't know who it is, but it could be any. Like, technically, I don't know. Like, I don't know my favorite actor, but it could be him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have a firm belief that, like, my problems or my whatever shouldn't impede or alter, or I'm trying to think of the word, basically, mess with other people's lives.
Right.
So, like, And that's on a day-to-day level. Like, if I'm just like, say I drink a bunch and I'm hungover and somebody's annoying me, like, I'll still like be like, well, it's not their fault that I'm hungover, so I can't yell at them or whatever. Like, so on that level, like, there's no way that I don't think I would. That's why I was so.
One of my biggest pet peeves is when people have a shitty day or something's going wrong, and then they yell at me about it when I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm just the guy that you happen to first encounter.
Yeah, or it's like they don't like the outcome of something, so all of a sudden,
so they're mad at the world.
Yeah, just like they become impossible to deal with.
There's times where I'm in a bad mood, but I feel like I'm still fairly like nice to everybody. I just go, they go, oh, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing well, and then move on. You know what I mean? But the second scenario, $1 billion, immunity. Yeah, I think I'm hitting it.
Yeah, that's a hard one to pass up.
I mean, yeah, $1 billion is not only life-changing money, but it's just, yeah. And then if it were the file with the person's information on it, yeah, I mean, you're essentially quote unquote playing God.
Yeah.
So you need to.
That's where you get to judge is what's right and wrong and what's good and evil and I guess here.
But then would the test be done to me then if they give you a file and they go, yeah, this guy hit the button?
Well, I guess the other thing is if they give you the file, does it depend on what's in the file, obviously?
Right.
You know, if this is like a person that, Schindler from Schindler's List. Like,
never seen Schindler's List.
Neither have I, but I know that I know what happens in it, which is he saves a bunch of people, and he, spoiler, at the end they give him a gold ring made from their teeth fillings, and he goes, I could have saved more. Like,
oh, really?
And I don't know the line reading on that because I haven't seen it. But, I believe it was nothing like what I just said.
I saw. I was in a class one time, and it was like my first or second year in college, and it was supposed to be a film class, and it was all based on the Holocaust, history of the Holocaust, and film and things like that.
Yep.
But it was actually like a dual class. It was a film and like a history class. I had two professors, but I only got credit for one class. I got double the homework. I only got credit for one class, which is bullshit. And I'm willing to bet the class itself was just like living in the Holocaust because it was fucking awful.
That's I'm not
a joke.
I'm not going to take offense to that because I'm not Jewish. So I'll agree.
It was.
I've been in classes that
we barely watched any movies, but we did watch. I think it was called The Gray. Steve Buscemi's in it.
The Gray with Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson's in that movie?
Like where that's
the Gray Zone. The Gray Zone.
Oh, the Gray is where the wolves are chasing.
Oh no, it wasn't that. Was it? It was a Holocaust-based movie.
I wish I could do a Liam Neeson impression.
They all die at the end. Every single one of them. They lay down on the ground and they just shoot them in the heads. It's fucked up.
Yeah,
and that I liked it. It was a really good movie, but we didn't watch Schindler's List. I had to read The Pianist.
Yeah,
which is a pretty good book. It's a rough book, a rough read.
Did you do what? Anne Frank, The Diary?
No, we didn't do like any of that. And
there's a movie called Europa that's post World War II, and it might actually. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and it's like done. It's about an American that goes to Germany to help clean up after the war, and it's like he like works on a train. Really good fucking movie.
Okay.
But,
I don't it was a really hard class because one of the professors was an old British dude, very hard to understand. Like we're talking like 1950s like British slang. Like it's not easy to comprehend. And then the other teacher was just, I don't know, like this is a film class. I was expecting to watch film. We watched like 2 movies.
Yeah, that sucks. If I took a film class, I don't care if I don't watch the films in the class, but I want to get anything assigned. I want good movies assigned, and then I want to talk about them in class. Right,
and we really did. And it was more of the history of the Holocaust, which there was definitely interesting points, but man, it was horrible.
I don't know if I'd trust a British guy to teach me about the Holocaust.
No, he was a good professor.
I know, but
the
there's
film professor,
there's
not so much,
in
my opinion.
There's an anti-German bias there.
No, he was very.
I'm just joking.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but he was good. But anyways, they all die at the end. So I don't know how we got on that subject. I really don't.
I don't either. But either way,
I
guess in terms of the Holocaust, we'll say, I was going to say this, would you push the button for $1 million if somebody didn't die, but somebody was tortured?
Ooh, that's even harder.
Because that
tortured but doesn't die, but
tortured.
Oh. That's almost worse, don't you think? I mean,
yeah, I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know if I could take the $1 billion to make to.
I don't think I could because, there's the whole after thing too of not only do you have to live the rest of your life knowing I got paid $1 million and someone got tortured to the last.
They could still be being tortured.
The last string, they could be getting tortured right now, and or it could be they died. Their suffering ended, in a sense. The suffering of whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, quick death versus torture. I would,
I would choose a quick death.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah. I don't think I could torture somebody. I really don't think I could. Unless,
honestly, what if you were in the situation where you got to choose quick death or tortured but live?
If you had to pick one. You go, I'm going to give you $1 billion. Someone you don't know in the world may die. You hit the button. And they're like, but otherwise you have to torture them. And you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, you might want to make sure that you let the person finish before you push the button.
In the movie.
Somebody comes to the door and they're like, we have this button, so you can push this button for click.
I think that was I think Funny or Die did something like that where the person just kept hitting the button. And he's like, I'll just do it for free or whatever. Yeah. The torture thing I don't think I could do.
You didn't see that coming.
Which is that's kind of that could be a whole episode within itself. Would you rather kill someone or torture someone? It's a very demented episode by all means, but it just comes down to
in a
what
world,
would you do?
In a world where there's 3 Human Centipede movies, this question can be talked about.
Yeah, there are 3, huh? I've never seen any of them. I started to watch the first one, but then my wife made me turn it off because she said it was disgusting.
Yeah, I've tried turning it on, but that's what my brain tells me. I don't have a wife, but my inner monologue goes, you're disgusting. Why?
I watched the movie Teeth. Have you ever seen that?
I feel like I've heard of it.
It was on Netflix. I think it still is. This girl essentially has teeth in her vagina.
Oh, yep. Okay, I've heard of it.
Chomps off some fingers, chomps off some wieners. It's a weird movie.
None of this is casual conversation anymore.
No. I think this is more just people on the last leg of being coherent by any means. So I donated plasma before this, and I drink a beer. That's not really... You're not supposed to do that. But I've done it a couple times.
And I'm shaking my head to a podcast microphone.
It's not, a big deal. I think I'm all right.
No, I think you're fine.
Very tired, though. So do you have any... final say on the box situation, the button situation. Probably we wouldn't press it. What do you think most people would do, though? Other people would do. So I like to kind of think of what other people would do.
I think a smart person would say, can I see the money? And then when they see the money, they'd murder the guy with the box and take the money.
You know what? That is a good... What if the guy, because technically you don't know him, what if he died right in front of you? That's all you had to do. Would that be easier?
I think it would be easier for me to kill that guy and take the money than it would be for me to push the button and
not know who it was.
Just because, I know that I'm stopping this guy from carrying this button needs to be
destroyed.
Yeah, like I would guard it with my life.
But if you destroy the button, does it constantly, while it's getting crushed, does it constantly
I would
people?
Yeah, I don't think I'd destroy it. I think I'd just keep it.
Stash it.
Yeah, like
throw it in the basement somewhere.
Yeah, and like
my son finds it and just thinks it's a toy and is just
it would resurface generations
obliterated
later, like
the
a Jumanji
world.
board or something.
Jumanji, yeah, the board or the video. Did you see the latest Jumanji movie?
No.
Surprisingly very good.
That's what I hear.
It's good. I liked it a lot.
There's the reboots that are coming out.
This isn't a reboot. This is like a sequel. Or it's just like a different movie.
Like they're still rebooting the series.
The idea of Jumanji. Yes,
yeah,
correct.
Like I forget what the one I just heard about one was, but it really made me angry. And I know that does nothing for you listeners out there, but know that I'm angry.
I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm gonna kill somebody with this button. So the 4th of July. It is today.
I was gonna say I have a few trivia things that in the spirit of the holiday.
Do you?
I've got a couple
right.
America facts.
Hit me.
First fact. This is something that I found. It was on a list of things that most people think they know, but isn't true or whatever. Which is, Columbus never actually set foot on North America. He only set foot on Central America once, but every time he came here, he actually was going to a Caribbean island. Or Caribbean island, whichever you want to say.
Is that true?
Yep.
So he didn't set foot in North America at all?
Never.
Huh.
Okay. And obviously, most people know the Amerigo Vespucci map maker is where America got its name. The guy that made the map for Columbus is who got credited or whatever, and that's how we got America. But another big thing and I wish I knew the names. I meant to look them up, but there were actually, I think, 7 presidents before George Washington. He was not our first president.
Huh?
Yep. Look it up. It's the truth.
Huh. Interesting.
There's a lot of crazy stuff about our history that when you start to look at, think about now. Like, there's a guy that should have been a founding father, and God, I wish I was better with names. I'm bad with. I can't remember people's names that I meet now, let alone historical figures. But there's a guy that should have been he basically routed everybody up to rebel against the Brits. But because he was drunk,
righto, he
got written out of history, because he had a drinking problem. But without that drinking problem, he wouldn't have been able to do what he did. But he definitely should be a household name and a founding father.
Really?
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen is essentially a household name, and he's drank a lot. He's done a lot of drugs.
Yeah, but that's nowadays.
I know.
But everybody drank back then too. I think drinking was more acceptable back then, almost maybe not.
Huh.
But yeah, look that stuff up. It's the truth.
It's the truth, huh? Let's talk about some United States law.
Oh, boy.
You want to talk about that? So, yeah, in the state of Arizona, if you allow your donkey to sleep in a bathtub, you're a criminal. According to a law made in 1924, made it illegal for donkeys to sleep in bathtubs.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's weird. You want to hear some
Although, you really, you got to wash your ass.
I like that. Wisconsin, the state of Wisconsin, one of my favorite states, my hometown state, you could say, it is illegal to serve butter substitutes in prison. You can't believe it's not butter because it won't be. That's interesting.
I believe that too.
This is a fucking good one right here. Washington. The harassing of Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or other undiscovered subspecies
$10,000 fine
is a felony punishable by fine or imprisonment.
Yep. Killing a Sasquatch in Washington is
good.
Is punishable.
We need to save the Sasquatch. Virginia. Children are not to go trick-or-treating on Halloween. That's a law. Obviously, they don't follow that one.
That is, I think maybe they in a certain town they do. Why would you make that law?
They should have made it. I don't know if I think it's just in. Is it nationally or it must just be maybe in the state of Wisconsin at least? But that one, like Wisconsin only trick or treats till for 2 hours.
Yeah,
between 3:30 and 5:30 now because
parents care now.
Well, no,
about their kids.
Well, yeah, because the one girl got kidnapped and murdered in Fond du Lac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I was because back when we were kids, it really didn't. Maybe not so much even like when I was real little. Like I was gone for so long, and it didn't matter, And we trick or treated
so weird
at night, and
yeah, I was thinking. I think about it. My daughter's 9. And I think about all the things I was doing when I was 9. When I was in 3rd grade, going into 4th grade, I was walking to school every single day. I would walk to school, walk home, walk to my buddy's house. I was 9 years old. And I would never let my daughter do that.
Before we came to Fond du Lac, when we lived in North Fond du Lac. So granted, we came
a whole
here,
different city.
Yeah, we came here when I was just after 5th grade, so I think that's 10. So probably from 6, maybe 7 up until 10.
Yeah.
We used to, like, all the kids in the neighborhood used to go to this lady's house that didn't have any kids, and she would teach us about the Bible and play, and we could go there anytime. She'd play board games with us, and she'd give us treats and candy if we won, and that was completely acceptable.
That
as a 6-year-old.
Is wild.
Yeah.
All right. In the state of Texas, it's illegal to sell a person's eye. All right.
But is it illegal to obtain the eye?
I don't know. In Tennessee, it is illegal to share your Netflix password.
That's a good one.
I'm breaking the law in Tennessee right now because my friend Matt, Matt, he uses my Netflix. Really, you got to get you got to get on an even swap here. You got to, you give someone your Netflix, they give you either Hulu or something like that. We got to get on an even playing field here, Matt.
Yeah, that's true.
I just dumped cable and now I only have Netflix.
I feel like there's a law in like Mississippi or Alabama or something that's like you can't, like, your wife can't walk behind your wagon or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's still on the books. Like she has to be in the wagon or.
Well, Mississippi, a person can be fined up to $100 for using profane language in public. Yeah, you can get that now. That's technically like disorderly conduct in Wisconsin, I believe. Minnesota, a person may not cross state lines with a duck atop his or her head.
I want to go break that law.
We got to get a duck and we got to get them on our head. And then we got to cross the state line.
I think we could do it.
I think it's very possible.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there in the state of Wisconsin or Minnesota has a duck,
that should be something that you do for your 200th milestone. Everybody that listens, we're going to go.
We're getting close to a year. A couple more weeks and I'll be at a year on the 29th or something like that, which is pretty cool. California, a frog that dies during a frog jumping contest cannot legally be eaten.
Wow.
And it's like with every rule, people are always like, well, why is that a rule? Why is that a law? Because it's happened.
Yeah, well, that's just wasteful in my opinion. Like you can't eat your frog because it was in a jumping competition.
Donated to a science class.
Well,
you ever have to dissect a frog? Sucked.
I did, and it smelled bad.
It smelled horrible, but don't you feel like guilty? The frog's already dead. But you don't go up to roadkill and let's fucking dig into its innards and see what's going on.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I wasn't a fan.
I thought a picture would do the same thing.
I got really upset, and I don't know why, because I'm not. Maybe I am. I don't know. I wasn't a cat fan for a long time, but now I think I'm slowly turning into a cat fan.
Oh, that hurts.
Because I've been spending some time with some cool cats. Maybe it's because I'm lonely because my wife and son have been gone for a week, almost 2 weeks. It's a bummer.
I think it's because you're working so much.
They're gone seeing family.
Cats cats take care of themselves. So,
maybe. But it was like my biology class or something like that. In one of our other classes, they were dissecting a cat.
That sounds like it would upset some people. So you can't eat a frog that was in a jumping contest in California, but you can dissect a cat in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
There's some problems here.
Yeah, it was just in a bag, all dead, frozen, prepped and ready to get sliced up. I remember in 7th grade, my science teacher dissected a sturgeon head, and a dude like 2 feet away from me fell and had a seizure. I don't think they were linked, but it happened at the same time. It was very scary. It was very scary.
No, I worked with a guy that used to have seizures, and it's definitely.
I've a couple. Oddly enough, both times that I experienced a person have a seizure in school, both times were in science classes. So the one time in 7th grade, and then once in high school. He wasn't a kid that was normally in my class, but he had to it was like our final. It was one of the last days of school. And we had all finished our tests, so we're just chilling, and he's like, he was getting kind of just off a little bit, and we're just like, "You all right, man? You all right?" And sure enough, he had a seizure. And then it was like my teacher didn't know what to do. Dude's head's hitting the ground. In a
science class?
Yeah.
The teacher didn't know what to do.
And she was like frozen. So he was like hitting his head on a wall, so I pulled him away. I pulled him away. A student pulled him away from the wall, and I grabbed his head or whatever. And then I look at my teacher, and I'm like, "Call the fucking nurse."
These are the teachers that they want to give guns to.
That's what I said. I said, "Call the fucking nurse," and she called the fucking nurse.
No, that when I broke my leg, I was the one I was the sanest person in the skate park.
You didn't break your leg. Somebody broke my leg.
Yeah,
you got your leg broken.
But while I was laying
on the ground with the bone sticking on your leg,
I was still standing on my other good leg.
Oh, you were standing up still?
Yeah, I landed on this leg, and then spun around, and I felt this leg keep swinging, even though I stopped.
Oh my god!
And instantly, I was just went into this
Well,
make
you were
sure
in
that
shock.
guy, make sure that guy doesn't leave. Somebody call 9. I actually was the one that was took command of the situation.
Wasn't Josh there?
No, I don't think he was there at the time. Maybe he was.
Josh was there.
If he was, he wasn't. He wasn't necessarily around.
He wasn't involved. He was just skating when it happened.
But because when it happened, the bikes scattered. All the bikers scattered, and the guy that hit me was on a bike. And Anthony was a buddy of mine, and he was kind of he had an odd look on his face or whatever. Yeah. And nobody was really doing anything or whatever. And that's when I was okay, this has to happen. This has to happen.
Yeah.
And then I just laid down, and one regret, I never looked at it. I wish I would have looked at it.
No, your leg was pretty messed up. Very messed up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's. I was gonna say something before we got into that, but I can't remember what it was now.
I honestly vaguely remember this entire conversation.
Yeah. I didn't sleep today either, so.
You haven't?
No. We're both running from last night's work.
Yeah, it's weird, man. If you work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., yeah, it's a long day, but it's just something. There's just something that happens in your brain when you watch you're awake all night, it's dark, and then the sun comes up, and that's it's just, I don't know, it messes with you a little bit.
Yeah. When I worked the 6 shift or whatever, and I'd go to work, you go, it's almost like going into a movie on a matinee or something. And you you expect it to be dark when you leave the movie, but then it's light out. That was kind of, it was very odd.
It is. It's weird, but I just doing what I gotta do, trying to make a buck, and I won't be making it by pressing the button.
Nope. I think that's respectful.
I do think a lot of people, though, would kind of do the same thing where they would say they wouldn't hit it, but when if the situation happened, they'd hit it.
I truly don't think that I would hit it.
I don't think so. I don't think I would either. I don't know. I'd say maybe, I don't know, maybe 40%.
Honestly, I guess I'm going to say this. I don't think I wouldn't hit it. I know I wouldn't hit it. For like the $1 million, I wouldn't hit it.
$1 billion maybe.
Once you get into and really immunity for your family and friends,
right?
That does a lot that goes a long way too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, all right, Rob. Well, we're gonna cut this episode 45 minutes. It's a little shorter.
I'm shafted.
You're not getting shafted. I'm just tired. I almost canceled this.
Honestly, speaking of milestones, I think what is this 9 for me or is this 8?
I don't know. You've been on quite a bit. I'd have to do some counting.
I think I was at 4 or 5, and then I did the one, like, if you count the cameo on Trevor's, that was 6.
There you go.
7, so this is 8.
Trevor's got a long ways to go to get to. He's only at 2.
Yeah.
Trevor, the other day, I texted him to see what's going on, and he doesn't text me back. So then I was in the area of where he lives, so I just swung out, and stopped by and
did a little pop in.
He's just right there.
Yeah,
playing Fortnite. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
What I don't.
You don't want to text me back? You can play Fortnite, but you can't text me back. And he won't hear this to defend himself.
Here's a conundrum for all the people out there, especially millennials. Why is it that whenever I'm hanging out with people, whenever I walk into a damn room, whenever I see people at Stop and Go Light, whenever I go anywhere, everybody's on their phone, but nobody responds or answers?
That's a good question.
I just know from Ryan and Trevor, like my whole family, I will go to my family's house and they will all be in the room. They're friends too.
This is so true.
And everybody will be on their phone, and like nobody's saying anything. And you just stand there and wait and whatever. But it's like, I know that that's what's going on when I text you.
Yeah.
So don't insult me. If you don't want to talk, just say I'll talk. Whatever. TTYL.
TTYL. Well, to be fair, Trevor was sleeping, I'm pretty sure, when I text him.
We're not going to be fair to Trevor here.
Okay, that's fine. Fuck you, Trevor.
You need to have five episodes in to get fairness.
You want to get some respect in this world? You got to get on 5 episodes of Dudes with Brews on a Porch. World-renowned, highly rated, top 10 favorite on iTunes.
New banner.
I did get a new logo. It's very nice.
Yeah, I like it.
Amanda from Lady Bitch Time made it. There's another podcast.
Shout out to Amanda.
My friend Amanda. Yeah, I used to work with her, and she's a good lady. Her podcast is very funny. I'd like to give a shout out also to super listener Chad. I mailed him some koozies or cozies, however you want to call them.
What's up, Chad?
Yep, Chad, you're one of the best in the biz, and I'm very happy that you listen every week. And then Joe, he also got some koozies from Things Joe Hates. It's also another great podcast in the Podern family, the indie pod community. And Derek from Sometimes Geek, also another great podcast. A lot of good podcasts out there, everybody. As long as you listen to this one, listen to those ones too.
Are those on Pew Pew?
No.
Oh, okay.
They're not.
I looked up Pew Pew the other day.
There's only 3, and Todd hasn't really done much lately. He's been a pretty busy dude, so he hasn't been able to do it. I still have like a million ideas of all the things I want to do. It's just a matter, it's all time,
If I had the equipment, I would like to do it. Like I would love to do a podcast every week or whatever. Like I've got a bunch of ideas, and I listen to enough of them, like that's my but I did get you a new listener.
Did you?
On Tuesday, so.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, they're going to check it out, and I know that they already listened to one of them, but.
What did they think? Thought it was all right?
Yeah, they liked it. It was like, as far as they were listening to it when I left them.
Oh, okay.
But they were into it. So
cool. Makes me happy. So well, as we do with every episode. Oh, it's a very eerie noise. You hear that?
Yeah. You think that the creaky board noise is eerie because it's the creaky board noise, or do you think that? Yeah, you think that what came first, the board,
Yeah.
How did God know to make that, floors so eerie sounding?
Fifth Ward Brewing Company, Oshkosh, Wisconsin. We enjoyed the
Is this the cinnamon brown ale?
Yeah, it's a brown ale. It's got a cinnamon. I don't really taste too much cinnamon on it.
No, me neither. And now that I've gotten that toothpaste, whatever, out of my taste buds.
Yeah. That's what it says on the label, though. It says cinnamon brown ale. The Burl Brown, it's good. It's a very easy drink.
Yeah,
like it goes down pretty quick. Like it's not a hard taste. It's not very bitter by any means. It goes down smooth, and you can just it's not one like with IPAs. You kind of like enjoy the flavor, savor the flavor. This is a good casual.
It's got a sweetness to it.
Yeah, it does have. Yeah, it's good. I like it. I would definitely drink it again.
Yeah.
So Fifth Ward Brewing Company. I'd love to go there. Maybe we should go there. We should go to a brewery sometime. There's Bare Bones in Oshkosh, Fifth Ward now in Oshkosh. There's a lot of good spots. We should check it out.
I really think that it would be a good idea for you to go to the. It used to be called Pong Fest. Now it's going to be called something else. But it's at a hop farm, and every year they have a big thing out there where they show how they make what they do, and
that's sweet.
I think that would pair well with your podcast.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to look into it. So I say drink it. I say drink the Burl Brown.
Drink it for sure.
Rob, thanks for hanging out. If you like the show, hit us up. Spread the word. I got some koozies left. If you want some, shoot me an email, dudes. I don't even know my email. Tweet me.
Make sure you send in your conundrums for future listeners. Answer the question on the Facebook. Would you kill somebody for $1 million? And also just thumbs up, thumbs down. Should Rob be on the podcast again?
You'll definitely be on the podcast again, Rob. But
that doesn't mean they'll want me on the podcast.
It doesn't matter what they want; it's what they get. So thanks, man.
All right, later.
Pew Pew Audio. Goodbye, everyone.